What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be explaining to you guys Newton's 3 laws of motion. So let's get started. So I actually am going to be using my Isaac Newton poster board for this. So let's get started. So Newton's laws of motion. You guys can see. So the first law states that an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion until acted on by an external force. So what this pretty much means is an object at rest will stay at rest. So this pencil will stay at rest right here. Put it right here. The object is staying at rest, and it will keep on staying at rest. But an object in motion will stay in motion until acted on by an external force. So what this pretty much means is, if I have a football card and I want to throw it somewhere, so I just throw it over there. It's staying in motion, but then an external force stops it. And an external force can be pretty much anything, like, you know, the ground, the air, the wall. It can be pretty much anything that's getting in its way. So that's the first law of motion, and here's another example of the first law of motion on my poster. An object at rest will remain at rest, which is a soccer ball, and then unless acted on an unbalanced force. So a soccer ball will stay at rest, but then if you kick the soccer ball, it'll go in motion, and an object in motion will continue with constant speed and direction. So the soccer ball will fly in the air unless acted on by an external unbalanced force, which would be like a soccer net, or if you want, you can kick it and it hits a wall, or it could be the ground or the air. So yeah, that's an example of the first law of motion. So on to the second law of motion. And the second law states that force equals mass times acceleration. So what this pretty much means is, see, if you get, let's compare two things. If you have this basket of sports cards and you have a pencil. So the force, they want to push these somewhere, equals mass times acceleration. So obviously this one is lighter than this. So that depends on your force. So if you want to throw this at your wall like this, it'll take less force if you throw this at your wall, but I'm not going to do that because all these cards will be flying everywhere. But yeah, and it depends on your speed. How much, the more you have to put more force on something when the object has more mass. So the more mass an object has, the more force you need to apply on it. So that's the second law of motion, and the formula would be right here. Force equals mass times acceleration. So that's the formula for law number 2. And yeah. So next I'll be discussing the third law of motion, which would be for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So an example of how this works is, if you got a tennis ball and you threw it at the ground, so that will be considered an action. Like in the law, it says for every action, you throw the ball at the ground, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you throw the ball at the ground, the ball hits the ground, which is an equal action, and it bounces back up, which is an opposite reaction, because you throw the ball down and it bounces back up. That's an opposite reaction. So that's an example, and another example would be when you're canoe riding. I know some of you guys do that. You always pedal. You always pedal your whatchamacallit, sticks, or I forgot what they're, paddles, and you pedal them back like this, and the boat goes forward. So that's an opposite reaction. That's an equal and opposite reaction. And it's an action that you're rowing it. So yeah, those are Newton's 3 laws of motion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me in the comments if you guys think this video wasn't that good. give me some more advice on how I should improve these videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.